Good day to all. This is my first video on the stock market. During the corona lockdown period, I noticed many people turned into stock market as traders or as investors. Few of my friends requested some guidelines on the stock market. So I thought of making few videos on the basics of stock market and technical analysis. I am Captain Velayudan CP. I was a sailing master on tankers under Velam Ship Management. I am planning to post a few YouTube videos on the general knowledge of the stock market and more on the technical analysis. Initially, I started with the Bombay Stock Exchange. I had done my basic course on stock market, basic on program on derivatives, basic program on technical analysis, comprehensive program on technical analysis, fundamental analysis, currency and commodity trading. Bombay Stock Exchange is a training institute initiated for the benefit of the investors and traders on various aspects of the stock market and technical and fundamental analysis. BSc is conducting various courses for domestic and international students. In addition to the courses what I mentioned, there is various short-term courses and BSc is conducting distance education courses too. Those interested kindly go to the website www.bscbti.com. This advanced level of training I had undergone under Dr. C.K. Narayanan. Dr. C.K. Narayanan is the leading technical analyst and specific to GAN techniques. I was lucky enough to get the training under him. Under his guidance, I have gone through the momentum trading, moving average, MACD, ADX, etc., pitchfork method, magic of Fibonacci, WD Gann trading and analysis methods, Elliott waves trading, swing trading, built portfolio using relative strength, forex trading, comprehensive option trading. Well, these were all about me. Now we will go to the basics of stock market. SEBI. SEBI stands for Securities and Exchange Board of India. It's a non-statutory body for regulating the securities market. It became an autonomous body on 12th April 1992 by passing the SEBI Act in 1992 by the Indian Parliament. So this is the government authority who controls as a regulator for the stock market, capital market in India under resolution of Government of India. Basic function of the SEBI is to protect the interest of investors in the securities to regulate the security markets. Bombay Stock Exchange. Bombay Stock Exchange is located at Dalla Street, Mumbai. Mumbai Stock Exchange is known as Bombay Stock Exchange (BSE) was established in 1875. Current stock exchange is the same location at Dalla Street, where it was established in 1875. Mumbai Stock Exchange is the world's number one exchange in terms of listed companies. BSE in 2019 had around 4,744 companies. This much companies were listed under BSE. Bombay Stock Exchange Index is known as Sensex. Sensex is calculated using the free float market capitalization methodology. 30 selected stocks by Bombay Stock Exchange taken under consideration for the free float market calculation. Average of the 30 stocks value at any given time is the Sensex. This is a Bombay Stock Exchange at Dalla Street. National Stock Exchange. National Stock Exchange was established in 1992. NSE is the leading stock exchange of India, located at Mumbai. NSE is the first dematerialized electronic exchange in the country. NSE's index is known as Nifty 50. In 1996, this index was launched. Nifty 50 index was launched. This index is used extensively by investors in India and around the world as a barometer for the capital market of India. This is the Nifty or NSE's stock market building at Bombay. Multi-Commodity Exchange, formerly known as MCX. It's an independent exchange in India. It was established in 2003, based at Bombay. This is the India's largest derivative exchange. MCX also being regulated by the Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI. MCX, various commodities are traded, like metal, aluminum, copper, lead, nickel, zinc, etc. Bullion market, gold, silver, etc. Commodity market, cardamom, cotton, palm oil, menta oil, castor seeds, black pepper, etc. And energy section, crude oil, natural gas, etc. trading. This is the main exchange where we do the commodity trading. Now let us try to understand primary, secondary and derivative markets. Primary markets. Primary market is the place where securities are issued by the company for the first time to the general public for raising funds. When the company needs money, they will issue shares as public issues or offer for sale, right issues, bonus issues, etc. When the issues comes directly from the company to the public, it is known as primary market. So those who buy the shares to the public issue, they are getting the shares from the primary market. Secondary markets. Secondary market securities are traded and cleared and settled through intermediaries. Once the company issues the shares, then we need to go through some intermediary for trading. The intermediary is nothing but brokers, stock brokers. So when somebody gets a share, he wants to sell it to make money, he has to go to the broker for selling it. So all the trading activities taking place in the secondary markets. So secondary market facilitates the liquidity of the exiting shares. Without secondary market, the stock market or the companies cannot move further ahead because there should be provision to sell the shares what you purchased. So when it goes to the public, there will be more buyers or sellers in the market. So the secondary market is the main So secondary market is a strong function in our capital market because it provides or facilitates for the shares to sell in the market. So more and more people can come and buy to the many various brokers. So tradability is more on the stock. So secondary markets plays very strong in the capital markets. Derivative market. Derivatives are contracts. Those are derived from the something underlying asset. These are the financial securities and the financial contracts that obtain value from the underlying securities. These underlying securities may be stocks, currency, commodity, bonds, etc. Derivatives are future and option contracts. Example, you buy a Reliance future today, say for X value, and the future contract is the value you agree to pay the value of the stock at the expiry date time. Mostly last Thursday of the month. That's expiry date. So you hold the future with you, and if you are getting profit in between, you sell it and make the profit. Put the money in your pocket. If you want to hold, you can hold till the contract end period. So whatever the price at the particular period, closing period of the month, that's the value. So difference between the value and the future contract when you place, that is your profit or loss. So the future option contract also same like this only. So the futures and option is the driving force of the market, because you don't need to have the full money to buy. You need a part of the money of the contract, because you are not taking the stock physically. You are dealing for a 30 days or 20 days period. And if you want to exit in between, you can exit with a loss or profit. In fact, we can say the derivative markets are the driving force of the markets. Equity and debt market. Equity market deals mainly in the equity of shares of the company. Preference shares, company debentures, futures, and options, etc. Equity shares are traded in the secondary market through the cash and derivative segments. So the equity, when you call it, comes in the secondary market. You can buy in cash. That means you are buying a stock. Say, example, Reliance shares. I want to buy 100. I buy with a cash of 100. I pay the cash, and I'll keep the shares maybe 1 year, 2 years, or 5 years, thinking that the price will move up and I make a profit. Derivative segments are, as we mentioned earlier, futures and option. This is basically done by the traders. So they do some analysis and all, they calculate whether the market will move up or down. Accordingly, they trade in the option or future markets. This is the equity market. Debt market is basically dealing with the certificates or deposits, company deposits, debentures, government bonds, treasury bills, corporate bonds, etc. When you invest money in the debt market, here the risk is low and the reward also low, because the reward will be in the form of interest, which you will be getting in the regular interval. It's a place to, this is the place people play safe. The money is a safe place, like government bills, corporate bonds and all. When you invest, you have some strong company background, so your money is safe. You will get the interest. Whereas when you invest in the equity market, market has the ups and downs. Various matters plays in the market. So your money also have sometimes high risk, sometimes high rewards. As we saw last few years, those who invested, the money grown very fast. It went up quite a lot. Most of them made good money on the market since the last 2-3 years. But the Corona period time, within 1 month, the market crashed. So this is the case you have to monitor. When you are in the equity market, you should monitor market properly. So you must know when to exit. Very important. If you don't exit in time, you will lose money. And if you are on profit, you have to understand when to book the profit and play safe. Mutual funds. First introduction of mutual fund in India was by UTI in 1987. It started some time back, mutual fund. 1963 mutual fund started, but UTI was the only authority to play in the mutual funds. In 1987, it opened to other companies or institutions like Franklin Templeton and many other. They opened many banks like Punjab National Bank, State Bank, Canara Bank, etc. was the major players in the mutual fund. Since then, many newcomers came into the market as mutual fund players. One of the leading one was Franklin Templeton. This is one of the leading investor company from US, all over the world. However, recent announcement of shutting down of 6 schemes, mutual fund scheme in India, made the market bit mess. Corona affected everyone, so many people might have pulled the money back to safe haven. We don't know what the reason like, but they closed 6 schemes in India. So here we notice that even though mutual fund operators are supposed to be professionally managed, or you approaching a mutual fund operator because you don't have time or necessary knowledge to play in the stock market. So you give money to the mutual fund operators, so they manage your money to make some profit for you. As an investor, you can buy a mutual fund, which basically represent your shares on a particular scheme. These units can be purchased or redeemed as needed by the fund's current asset value at the fund. So every day there will be a value of the current now it's known as that particular fund's asset value. This keep fluctuating according to fund's holding. So each investor participates proportionally in the gain or loss of the fund. So it is not necessary they should give you profit always. You can go loss also, because it depends where the mutual fund operator invests the money. If he is investing wisely and moving out or moving in properly, you may make profit. Otherwise, you can lose money. technical analysis. Technical analysis is the technique to predict the movements in the individual stock price or index. Majority of the technical analysts use price and volume. The price and volume of the past data is taken by the technical analyst to predict the expected future movements. There are various technical tools like moving averages, support and resistance, trend line, and advanced level of technical analysis, Gann, Elliott waves, etc. using in the market. Fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis is attempting to measure the security intrinsic value by examining the economic and financial factors, including balance sheet, micro and macroeconomic indicators, consumer behaviors, earning and expense of the company, assets, liabilities, etc. These factors analyzed by the fundamentalist, they come to a conclusion over the intrinsic value of the stock. Then they understand where the current value stays. So accordingly, they will see whether money to be invested or booked to profit from the market. This is fundamental analysis. Now we will come to stock brokers. Stock brokers are intermediaries which provide terminals to connect with the stock exchange. It is known as brokerage. Without a stock broker, we cannot enter into the secondary market. So even the primary market also, when you want to book or apply for a new opening, you need to go to the stock broker. So stock broker is an intermediary. Everyone must have at least one broker to play in the market. The brokerage is the earning from us to run the system by the brokers. So brokerage charges are not uniform. Some brokers charge high brokerage and some charge low. So when you selecting broker, you go to analyze many factors which broker should be selected. When you select a broker, various factors to consider. The broker should have a good track record, good reputation, financially stable, and must have good back office support. Back office is the office where they give the documents. And always try to select a broker with a low brokerage and low or nil annual maintenance. There are some brokers not charging any annual maintenance. Some are charging 200, 300, 500, depends up to them. So you select a broker with low brokerage and nil or low annual maintenance. And if you are a trader, you must check the quality of the charting software and the terminal they are providing online, because most of the trading is done by the trading of online from home. So the charting software and the terminal should be easy to punch your buy and sell quantities. They should be easy. So you must find out which one is giving better terminal. Good terminals, faster terminals, all these plays have faster terminal response, ease of accessing the terminal. All these are the factors to consider before selecting the broker. The broker should have good back office because you need many papers and documents for tax filing. So that time when you request a paper, they should be able to provide you the proper documents for tax filing and tax auditing. If you are a trader, many times you have to go for tax auditing. So that time you have to give all documents to the CA for tax audit. By this lesson, I am concluding part 1 of the basic course on the stock market. Actually, basics of the stock market I went through very small part only because it itself is 4 to 5 days class. So we don't have that much time. So just giving an idea how the market moves. There are so many websites giving all the information on the stock market, like the Carvey and all giving good sites, money control. So you can take your own time and go to the sites and understand more on that. We will continue on the part 2 on the basic lesson. Basically, this is on the charting and technical analysis, which will go on the next day. In case if you have any query on the lesson, kindly contact me on my email chirangarayil@gmail.com. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you will be notified on the next video. I am planning to launch about 12 to 15 videos to reach every aspect of the technical analysis. So try to tune to the video so you don't miss anything. I hope you enjoyed my video. I know many of them is locked down at home. During these difficult times, try to make maximum happy, maximum enjoyment. Try to avoid boredom. Utilize this time to learn something. Always achieve something in the difficult times. Please stay safe. Stay at home. Avoid crowded areas. Take precautions. Use face mask, hand gloves, etc. Thank you. Thank you for watching my video.